What was the dumbest thing you ever did to try and impress a girl or guy? I was in New Zealand. Was going to a beach party with some girls from the hostel I was staying at. To get to the party, you needed to take a $2 ferry across the inlet, which was about 1 kilometer wide. I decided to swim it, to impress the ladies. About halfway through, I realized that I'm slowly being swept out to sea and I'm losing strength. I'm not sure how, but eventually I made it to the other shore, about 100 meters away from the pier. The ferry had docked about 2-3 minutes before me, and I just nonchalantly walked over to meet the girls, as if I hadn't swum against the current to near exhaustion and was swept out to sea. Good side, it worked and I ended up hooking up with one of the ladies. Bad side, the $2 was for a round trip and I still had to pay $2 to get back once the party was over. I tried to do a backflip. I've never actually done a backflip before, not even on a trampoline. I actually would up just jumping backwards and hitting my head hella hard on the ground. And then I woke up and threw up a bunch. If she ever had a thing for me, which all my friends said she did, it was gone that day. I was about 12 years old and riding my bike home from high school when I saw a pack of pretty girls ahead of me, like 5 years older. This stretch of road meant I had to ride on the pavement, so I thought I'd be cool and overtake them by dropping down into the road and then jumping back up the curve once I passed them. Well, I almost died that day. My determination to impress the girls overtook the part of my brain that deals with logic and I severely miscalculated the jump. I skidded against the curb and it bugged me out into the middle of the road, into oncoming traffic. I scrabbled to get back onto the pavement and my bike flew clean off the ground and I was propelled into a bush. Goal achieved, I overtook the girls, and they did come over to help and call me cute when I started crying, so I took it as a win. Haven't been on a bike since though. When I was a teen, I took taekwondo classes and there were two beautiful girls around my age. They liked to go and have a smoke behind the mall before class, and I wanted to be cool and impress them, so I took up smoking too. It was about 2 weeks in when one girl came to class early, so I went and had a smoke with her. Then the next girl came in and wanted to have a smoke, so I went and had another one with her. When we came back, we started doing our warm-up laps and I felt very queasy. I had to throw up, so ran outside, right next to the Dairy Queen. I threw up all over the glass, where the cashiers and several people leaving looked on in horror. Did a backflip from a tree about 5 feet up, landed it, but the ground was slippery and I used my hands to catch me falling backwards, and broke my wrist. 10th grade me, you are a fucking moron. I was alone in a park in front of my house. I was standing by the monkey bars, just fooling around. I was around 10 at the time. I see a group of around 5 girls cycling towards me, all about 16 years old. Thinking I can impress them, I jump on the monkey bar, still looking at them to show off. Turns out, completely missed the bars. Fell from a 6 feet wooden playground flat on the face. Feet through my lip, crying and everything. They ran over, asked me where I lived and carried me home. They were really sweet about it, but it was pretty embarrassing for me. My sophomore year of high school, I asked the girl out on Valentine's Day by having red, pink and white carnations delivered to her homeroom. I walked by her homeroom and my buddy gave me the negative head shake. Already disappointed, she came out and told me she had a boyfriend and asked me if understood. She kept on repeating, "Do you understand?" repeatedly. In retrospect, I probably had the deer in the headlights look on my face. The worst part was that I was pretty confident about her saying yes and had told all my friends about it. The train ride home that afternoon was pure hell, as my friends razzed me non-stop for the entire ride. In my defense, she had invited me to her birthday party a few weeks before, and her boyfriend wasn't there, and he wasn't brought up at all. So, yeah, to say I was gun shy after that would be a major understatement. I hoarded a bunch of stuffed animals I won at a local arcade over the summer for this girl I really liked. One night I thought, tonight's the night. I'm going to surprise my crush with all these stuffed animals and she's going to fall in love with me. So I threw them in a white garbage bag, walked 2 miles down the road to her house during sunset, and knocked on her door. She answered the door while I concealed a bag of goodies behind my back. She awkwardly asked what I was doing at her house, and I revealed the surprise. She slowly grabbed the bag from me, looked inside of it, and gave me an awkward thanks while closing the door. Right then and there, I realized I miscalculated the gesture and probably looked like a huge creepy fuck. I power walked back home, and to this day, I still think about it from time to time. I think it's my brain's way of punishing me eternally for putting it through that whole thing. I'm loaded with stupid stories like this one because I'm a huge romantic and I tend to get beaten in the ass in one way or another because I just don't see clearly when I'm in the haze of being in love. Edit, here's another one, arguably more embarrassing. So, to start, I'm a hairy guy, chest and back just plagued with hair. It's bad. Anyway, about 3 years ago, I had this huge crush on a girl. I had been telling my best friend this girl was literally perfection in my eyes. Beautiful, smart, hilarious, and down to earth. But I couldn't find a way to ask this girl to hang out with me, without becoming awkward and making a fool of myself. I mean, I turned into a bumbling fool whenever I just said hi to her or made small talk, so how in the hell am I supposed to ask her out? What was I going to do? It hit me though. This girl does waxing as a side job and I'm a hairy guy. It's perfect, right? What if I make up an excuse for her to wax me? So, one day I send her a text and make up a reason as to why I need my chest and back waxed. She, of course, accepts the job, and next thing you know, I'm at her house on my back shirtless. As she's applying the hot wax onto my chest, it starts to hit me. This probably wasn't the best way to get her to hang out with me. She applies the strip and rip. Out comes a chunk of chest hair. I'm not kidding when I say that fucking hurt. I'm doing my best not to show pain, but it's damn near impossible. My face is giving it at all, and she's having a blast with it. Of course I went to tell her, you know what, forget it, this isn't for me, but I can't. I put myself in this situation just to spend time with her, and I can't bitch out now. So I take it. My chest hair and back hair completely gone. By the end of it, I was filled with regret, bled a little, and was $50 lighter. I left a broken, hairless man, and I realized how absolutely desperate I was to spend time with her. I took a wax off my chest and back for that girl. But, happy ending to all this. We're currently engaged and we wed later this year. She loves to hold this story over my head because she finds it adorable. I took a beating just so I could spend time with her. Mildly embarrassing, but I take it because it makes her smile. Well, when I first got my now husband, I wanted a change so I dyed my hair jet black. I'm very, very white. I don't fucking know why, but I used the box dye on my eyebrows too. I looked like a fucking freak and I thought it was so cute and he'd love it. What the fuck is wrong with me? On a 4th of July date, after going out to dinner, I took her out onto the lake in a canoe to watch the fireworks. It was awesome. Young macho me, of course, turned down her offer of help with a large canoe, and I manhandled that thing like it was nothing. Put her in it while it was on the grass, and continued manhandling it to show off how strong I was. The next morning I had to call in to work sick, because my back muscles were so strained I couldn't get out of bed. My back was sore for over a week. In high school, a few hours after school was let out, I was talking to this guy I had a crush on when he mentioned he left his Spanish notebook in his locker and had a test the next day. Since it was a regional high school and he was far away and I was close, I offered to help him out. I walked a mile to the school, went to his locker, called him, got the combination, and read 10 plus pages from the notebook to him while I sat on the hallway floor and he took notes.